Hey, Patrick Clifford here. You may know me from Irish music sessions or performances, or from my first album, American Wake, or from Facebook, or my newsletter, or as one of the hosts of Celtic Sunday Brunch on WDVR-FM, or from Fort of the Bar, back when I had all that lovely hair. Hope I can borrow a few minutes of your time to talk about something I've been working on, something I need some help with. See, my second solo album is almost done. It's called Chance of a Start. Here's what it's going to look like. Here's what it's going to sound like. But I'm at a bit of a crossroads. That's why I need your help. See, after all the singing and playing is done, there's still loads of work left. It has to be mixed and mastered, and there's the artwork and the manufacturing, and then it has to be sent out to radio stations and reviewers. It just goes on and on. So Chance of a Start will come out this summer. The only question is how. Will it be low budget and modestly packaged and locally distributed? Or will it raise the roof and delight the eyes and conquer the world? That's up to you. What does all this have to do with me, you wonder? Good question. See, all that stuff, mixing and mastering and buying postage and envelopes, I could do myself if I needed to. But on a music project, it's always nicer to get some professional ears to help. And when you're buying hundreds of envelopes and stamps and mailing labels, it's always better to use cash rather than credit. So why am I not doing this on Kickstarter or one of those other fan funding sites? Because on most of those sites, if you don't hit your goal, the project fails. But this project is not going to fail. This album's going to come out whether or not we reach a predetermined goal. So let's call this our Mickstarter campaign. And if this Mickstarter campaign goes well, we'll have a good album. And if it goes really well, we'll have a great album that might actually go places. And if you guys can really come through, then we'll have a smash. And we can all line up to sell our autographed copies and then go shopping together for sailboats. So what's in it for you besides the sailboat? Here are some of the things that I, Patrick Clifford, am prepared to do for you in exchange for your support. How about I bring a rather large band and a PA system to your house and play a concert for you and 30 friends, each of whom receives a copy of Chance of a Start. Or maybe that's too big, too noisy. How about I bring a smaller band to your house and do an unplugged concert for you and 10 friends, each of whom receive a copy of the album. Or maybe you don't like the idea of musicians being that close to your silverware. I totally get you. Me neither. How about a half-hour online concert using Skype or one of those things? And you can even help choose the songs. Or you can be the boss of me. I will record a cover song of your choice. Or I can't help but notice that the wall behind you is a little plain, needs a little brightening up. I know just the thing. How about a signed, matted, framed, large-size version of the cover art? Or I'll write up the lyrics to all the original and public domain songs on the album in my very best handwriting, which has been approved by 4 out of 5 grade school nuns, on fancy schmancy stationery, and I will number and sign each set. Or how's this for cool? Your name can appear as an executive producer in the liner notes of every edition of the CD. And speaking of editions of the CD, we are going to create a very special, very exclusive, very rare edition of the CD called the Sponsors Edition. Everyone will be signed and numbered in the order that the sponsorships came in. Here's the catch. We're only going to manufacture these to order, meaning if we get 1,000 sponsors, we'll make 1,000 of them. If we get 3, we'll make 3 of them. After that, start looking on eBay because you will not be able to find this anywhere else, anytime, ever again. And finally, if none of those pings your meter or fits your budget, you can also just pre-order the album in 3 different editions. There's the Collector's Edition, signed and numbered, number 1 through 100, the Standard Edition, or the digital download. So you see there's something for every budget. Now, when I announced the title of my album a couple of weeks ago, one of my current executive producers asked if it made sense to call a second album the start of something. And I guess I didn't really have a good answer at the time, but I think I do now. See, American Wake, my first album, was kind of a bucket list project. I'd worked on lots of recordings with lots of bands, lots of performers, but never on something that I could really just call my own. So I made something that I could call my own. But, a little unexpectedly, making that album and everything that followed it, including meeting and corresponding with all you new supporters and friends, has kind of reawakened in me whatever it was that brought me to music in the first place and brought me to Fort of the Bar 20 years ago and brought me back recently when I should have been old enough and wise enough to know better. I'm starting to understand that this is who I am and this is what I do. And I'm looking forward to working on this stuff with you for a long, long time to come. So I hope you'll visit chanceofastart.com and help me get started. Thanks very much.